Yo, what's going on, guys? And today you can see it. We're messing with the Flipper Zero. So first, this is going to be just one of many videos I do on it. This video is just going to be kind of opening it up, showing you guys how to install simple things, and then also just kind of talking about it because this is a tool that I kind of got. I ordered it a long time ago, actually, like 6 months ago, and it finally came probably a week and a half ago. And then I had COVID, so that's where I was at. So if you guys are wondering what the Flipper Zero is, if you haven't messed with one of these, we'll go through the whole thing and talk about it. But this is probably, it could be one of the best hacking tools in the world. We'll talk about it. So first things, guys, hit that sub button. We're almost to 2K, and I want to reach 2K by the end of the year. I'm freaking dying to reach 2K by the end of the year. That would be awesome. That would be so freaking cool. A great Christmas present for me. So let's go ahead and hop into it. If you guys haven't check out the Discord. The contest is going on now for the free Security Plus voucher in the Discord. If you want to join it, just hop in the Discord, let me know, and we'll get you in there. You can join all the way up. It goes till Christmas. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. So the Flipper Zero, what is it? This is just the first page you go to when you get the Flipper Zero and update the firmware. But basically what this is this tool can do pretty much anything with something that has a wireless connection. So when I say that, Bluetooth on a phone, near field cards. So like your cards that you swipe into a building with or you badge in, payment cards. So like a debit card with AirPay or whatever they call it, where you tap to pay. Pretty much anything you can think of. Anything, and I mean anything. Teslas, anything that has a wireless connection. So one thing, the reason I say this could be the best hacking tool, and it's not. This is my opinion, okay? This is my opinion. This is not the best hacking tool in the world to me. And the reason for that is because I am not a huge wireless hacker. As you guys know, I hack wireless, like Wi-Fi wireless, but not, IR, infrared, and stuff like that. That's not normally my forte. I can do it, I know how, but it's not something I'm doing on the regular. So for me, this tool is more fun than anything, and that's okay with me because this is one of the most fun tools. I'm going to show you guys. So the main reason I have it out is I just want to show you guys how big it is. You can't see this screen because you're getting glare and reflection, but I'll show it to you. You'll see what I mean when I say I'll show it to you. So here it is. It's not very big. It does need an SD card, so you do have to get an SD card to put in there. Now that you see it, I'm going to show you guys something cool. So I'm going to plug it in. The cord's not very long that comes with it, so you're going to see me bend over a couple of times. It's no big deal. All right, so it's plugged in. So here's why this tool is so cool. So here is the actual flipper, and then this emulates it. So this is exactly what you're seeing on the thing. So watch, when I push a button on it, so you guys will see me push a button on it, it actually changes the button. You see that I'm moving it, right? So that's me doing it on here. So one thing I'm going to show you here is this is what it'll look like where you go to saved, whoops, and you see there's nothing in there. That's what it'll look like if you don't have anything actually installed, or not installed, excuse me, if you don't have any files downloaded. So that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I have a bunch downloaded to show you guys, and I got them all from GitHub. You can just do a quick GitHub search, and you'll find hundreds, if not thousands. So what are these? So what is infrared, right? Infrared is what your remote controls. So if we click on infrared, now I deleted my remote to show you guys this. So you see saved remotes. So I don't even have to touch this anymore. Everything I do now will actually go right here. So if I touch it, and you can see I downloaded these from GitHub. Look at this. Air conditioners, audio receivers, Blu-rays, closed captioning television, CD players, cable boxes, cameras, blah, blah, blah. All of these are able to be hacked by this. And when I say hacked, keep in mind, I'm not saying you're going to hack into it and get a terminal, right? A CD player doesn't have a terminal. A heater doesn't have a terminal. It has a SCADA system at best, right? But you can change stuff in it. So let me show you what I mean. So this is my TV. Well, this isn't my TV. This is just TVs, right? And then you go down in all these TVs. Now I'm going to go to Roku because I have a Roku TV sitting right there, and I have the remote right here. And I'm just going to show you guys. Whoops, if I stop pushing it. Roku. Now here, that's the Roku standalone, right? So I don't want the Roku standalone. What I want to do is actually create another one. And for that, I have to go in here. Let's see. Learn new remote. So I got to click learn new remote. Okay, so you see that it's sitting there. It's saying point it at it, right? I'm just going to push the power button. And you see it captured it right there. Okay, so instantly captures it. I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to name it Roku. Do. And I named it Roku Power. You see that? So now I can add buttons here. So if I go here and add a button, I can add the home button. So we go ahead and hit add. Now all I gotta do is push this. So it also records them. So now we say home. Okay, so now you see this. Now I'm going to actually I'm going to use this remote. I'm just going to Netflix. And I know you guys can't see it, but I'm going to have it turned all the way up so you can hear it. All right, it's very loud. So you guys should hear this. Okay, so here's my remote. I'm just going to click.
So attractive one day, not attractive the next.
Have you come across this?
Yes, I am familiar with this syndrome. She's a two-face.
All right, so you guys hear that Seinfeld's playing. I paused it. So now Seinfeld's playing, I paused it. You can see on here, I just go to home, or I typed it as home. It's actually the enter button. So now here's the remote. I'm not touching anything, and I'm hitting the home button, or the power, or the center button. Watch. Hit it again. It pauses it. So this now, I know that's not a great example because I don't have my TV where you can see it, but that now, this little flipper actually emulates those buttons, right? So now I know what you're thinking. A lot of people are probably like, okay, cool, you can do remotes. That's whatever. Well, here's the cool part about it. I don't have every single remote for every single TV ever made, right? So why is this helpful? I can make it my remote for my TV, right? Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one, as a hacker, this is huge, and I'll explain that in a sec. But for two, even if you're not a hacker, this is an amazing tool for people that aren't hackers. Why? Because let's say you have one of those near field cards to get into your gym, and then you go from your gym, you have a garage door opener. Then you go from your garage door opener, you have LED lights in your house where you can control them with a remote, or you have your TV remotes. All of that is on one device now. It's just one device, and you just click it and you do whatever you want. So you don't have to carry all those things anymore. That's number one. So anyone that isn't a hacker, this is amazing because this is a great tool that carries all your stuff for you, right? Now, here's the other thing. As a hacker, what if I went and started recording all of those things? So what if I just went and said, hey, I have a Roku remote here. All of the buttons I want under one thing. And you can see that's what people do. And then they record them. Then they upload them to GitHub. And then I don't have to go out and do it all for me. I can just take their remotes. So if I go to the flipper here and go to, let's just say, doesn't even matter, cameras. Here's the different types of cameras. Now here's the actual buttons for the cameras. And these all do things. Now I will say, on this screen, you're not going to see all the buttons. They're on there. So sometimes it doesn't look like there's buttons on them, but there are. But this is just an emulator, so that's fine. But keep in mind, You can do that with infrared. What's infrared? That's exactly what it sounds like. It's infrared, anything with infrared, okay? Remotes, garage doors, all that stuff. Now, there's GPIO pins. So what are these? These are the actual pins that you can put on there. And on the top of the thing, there's pins in there. And you can connect them to anything. There's GitHub pages that show safes, how to crack electric safes by just using a Flipper Zero and the pins, and then just automatically brute forcing it, doing all the pin codes. There's iButtons. There's whatever you want. Now, here's where it gets crazy. Then you have sub-gigahertz. Let's go to saved. I've saved some of these. Vehicles, weather stations, ceiling fans, door entry motion sensors, doorbells, garages, gas sign. This gas sign is literally the signs when you're driving and you see gas, $3, $5, whatever it is nowadays. You see the gas there. You can change the signs from your car. I mean, this is an insane tool for wireless communications, okay? Now, here's where it gets into, obviously this is hacking, right? Because you can analyze frequencies. So if you know something works wirelessly, let's just say you don't know what it's using some sort of wireless, you can analyze that frequency and then mimic it. So if you don't know what your garage door opener is, for instance, what frequency it's on, you can copy it and then just replay it, and it'll do whatever your garage door opener was doing, which is open the garage door. So this is an insane tool. At first, I thought this is a pretty cool tool, right? Because I didn't realize it can mimic anything. I thought it was just a tool that allowed you to copy things. You can also manually make these. What I mean by that is if you know the frequency on something is supposed to interact, you can just broadcast that frequency. So this is insane. Now, here's where it gets really cool, where I thought this tool was pretty cool to this is an incredible tool, okay? And I'll show you this. Bad USB. You click on it. Now, I'll do it here in a sec. But you can see connection is active, disconnect from PC. So let's go ahead and disconnect it. Okay. We'll go ahead and disconnect it. Okay. Now I'm going to plug it in. Now, mind you, I'm not touching anything. My hand's on the flipper. And you can see it says connect flipper. I'm running it now. Oh, you can't see. It opened Notepad over here. I'll let it finish before I stop it because I don't want to flip off of it. And look at that. It opened Notepad by itself and did this. So now we exit it. I don't want to save that. And that's just showing an example. That's just showing an example that it is also a USB rubber ducky built into it, which I think is insane that they have all this different stuff built in. You can see all you have to do is go to the SD card and you can change any of these that you want. So for instance, bad USB, that's the one I did, the demos Windows text. I can put whatever USB rubber duckies in here I want. The infrared, I can go in here and I can just look at all these different remotes, speakers, whiteboards, VCR, anything. And then you can go in here, infrared, boom. And the other nice thing is it's also a USB drive if you want it to be theoretically, because look, for instance, we'll go to, let's go to the sub-gigahertz one. Sub-gigahertz, and we'll go to the gas station, gas sign. Look at this. There is actual video. That's a video file of somebody doing this and showing you how it works. I can just download this and then play it, and it'll show you that it works. And this is all just people did this on GitHub, and you can add to this. That's the beauty of this machine, is the fact that the community makes it great. By itself, it's a pretty cool tool. But with a community, it's an unbeatable tool. Why? Because if every person that has one of these sees a gate and they go an actual electronic gate and they go up to it and they program it or they analyze it and then upload it, every gate that's electronic would be mapped for someone to grab. If every person with a garage did the same thing would happen. doorbells. I mean, anything. Restaurant pagers, remote outlets, motion sensors, miscellaneous. Let's look at miscellaneous. And you can see smart plugs. You can see crosswalks. Let's see. I mean, you can just see that this is, apparently there's a sex toy in there. I didn't know that was in there. That's actually hilarious. Unknown open signals. So that's the other thing, is you can just analyze signals and play them back to find out what they are. This is a tool that I don't just think is for hackers, and I think that's a misconception and a common one. This is a tool that anybody could have fun with no hacking knowledge, because all you have to do is put files in here. And then you saw how fast it is for me to record IR signals. It's the same with anything else. Any of these signals are insanely easy to do. Restaurant pagers, you just have to have the pager, right? It's that easy. Apps, so you can see here, there's games. You can put, some people built Doom on this, so you can actually play Doom on it. I mean, there's just so much possibility here for a little piece of hardware. The other cool thing, that there's a lot of cool things that I don't think the Flipper, everybody uses it for everything. I did a lot of research on this before I made this video. That's why it took so long, because I wanted to know what capabilities it had. I didn't want to just say, hey, look, here's my remote, boom, because that everybody can understand that. That's a cool tool, but it's not insane, right? But the other cool thing you can do with this, you have a Raspberry Pi. You have the Raspberry Pi Mini, where it has just a board. It's just a little board. You can use the pins on this and plug it to the USB board, and you can actually work on the Raspberry Pi. You can have it set up. You can make it a Wi-Fi Pineapple. All of this can happen from one little device this big, the Flipper Zero. It is an incredible tool that I actually I don't want to say I wasn't a fan of it at the beginning, because when I saw it, I thought it was gimmicky. I thought it was, okay, it's kind of like the USB rubber ducky. I think the USB rubber ducky is really cool, but I think the money in the USB rubber ducky is in the coding language, the ducky script. When I say that, anybody can take a USB flash drive or a Arduino board or whatever, and just make it a USB rubber ducky, right? But not anybody can make a programming language as simple as ducky script and make it just transferable back and forth to a USB. That is where the money lies in the ducky. But I think those are kind of gimmicky, right? Because yes, basically the reason I say that's gimmicky is, if I can get physical access to your building, I don't even need to waste my time. If in a pen test, I'm saying, I don't need to waste my time in putting in the USB rubber ducky. Now, if you have policies in place that you want me to try to get around, then I might try this stuff, right? But if I can get physical access, I've already beat you. I don't need to get crazy, right? But if they're looking for specifics, then yes, that's what it's for. But I can make that for less money than the ducky costs. But the language, the ducky script, is the money, right? The, oh my God, bad cables, those are worth the money, because I can't go make that, right? I can't take a USB-C cord and make it do what the bad cables do. I could if I really wanted to and get a mini board and all that stuff, but I'm not doing all that. So just keep in mind, some hacking tools are kind of gimmicky and kind of just like script kiddie-ish, where this is not one of them. And the reason I say that is this has the capability of the user. And that's what I love about this tool. What I mean by that is, you might have no hacking knowledge, and this tool would be fun, because you can use it for remotes. You can use it for your garage door opener. You could use it to control LEDs around your house. You could use it to do anything, and that's awesome. It's a lot of fun. You can use it to open safes electronically. I mean, that's how powerful this thing is. You can use it to copy credit cards, okay? That's how powerful this thing is. But all of that only comes if you know what you're doing. And that's where the true key to this lies. Now, this is just an emulator. So you can see this is just the files and everything on it. Whatever I do on this, it does it on that. Okay, so that's pretty cool. The other beautiful thing here is the documentation for the Flipper. You can see you have the basics. You have radio systems under 1 gigahertz. You see the low frequency proximity cards. So these are the RFID tokens that I was talking about. The near field communications. This is reading the cards that I was talking about. You have, so I mean, just so many different things. And then USB universal two-factor security key. So what this is it has its own universal two-factor if you want it to be. I mean, this thing is an all-in-one tool. The only thing that's scary with this tool is if you put all of this stuff into it and say, screw it, I don't need all the other stuff, you now are stuck with one single point of failure. So that's the only thing to keep in mind. The other thing is people have built their own firmware on top of this. If you want to, I don't recommend doing that unless you know what you're doing, because you may break it. But that does even more stuff. I mean, this is such a powerful tool. I'm going to be doing different videos on it. This is just an overview video of my perception, what I think of it. Is it the greatest hacking tool in the world? Possibly. Possibly. I don't want to say yes, because this isn't the type of hacking I do. Generally, I do this for fun. This is more of a fun thing to me, but not a ton of companies out there, large companies, corporations that I do pen tests for, use Wi-Fi, infrared, stuff like that. The reason for it is because they understand the security vulnerabilities with it. Now, most of them will have guest Wi-Fi and stuff like that that's segregated from the network, but that's different. That's not what I'm talking about here. So is it cool? It's really cool. I don't want to say it's the best hacking tool ever, because personally, I think there's tools out there that are software tools that have changed the industry more than the Flipper Zero will. I think Nmap, Metasploit, those are tools that were created, and I think those are better tools than this for true hacking. Now, do I think that this is one of the coolest tools I've ever seen made? Yes. One thing I'll tell you guys is I ordered this maybe 6 months ago. I just got it. So keep that in mind when ordering them, that you may not get them for a long time. I also have seen people that can't get them delivered to the U.S. I don't know if that is in other countries as well. Not sure. So just keep that stuff in mind. I don't know where you can get it, where you can't, as far as what's, shipping standards and all that stuff. But one thing, you also will need an SD card, so make sure you have one with it. It also plays music. I mean, it plays music too. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to tell you guys. It can do it all, right? So I think it's really cool. I think it's definitely the hacking tool of the year for me. I think it's the most fun I've had in a long time. It's brought back a lot of fun in hacking that I haven't had in years. And that's not that I don't love hacking. It's that when you do the same hacking a lot of times, you kind of get to where it's monotonous and it's not exciting anymore. You don't get that thrill for the first time of hacking something. And this has brought a lot of that back. And I think that's awesome. It's reinvigorated my passion. It made me want to start doing a little bit more wireless hacking, because I didn't know a lot of this stuff used wireless, right? I didn't even think about a gas station sign using wireless. I didn't think about it. And because I've never cared about a gas station sign, right? But this makes me care. It makes it fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy some more of the videos. I'm going to try and do some fun stuff. This is going to be these are going to be fun videos. Keep that in mind. These will not be like, oh my God, look, I hacked into something crazy. It's going to be like, hey, look, I can mess with this guy, or I can do this. And it's just going to be fun. It's not going to be as serious as some of the other videos. If you have questions on this, I can make videos on tutorials and questions on the Flipper. If you have questions, for sure, put those in the comments below. Let me know any questions you have, and I can answer those. But this is just opening up a new fun exploration that I'm going to have a ton of fun doing on this channel. So hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. If you are, let's get to 2,000, man. We're almost there. Let's get to it before Christmas. Thank you guys. You guys have a great day, and hopefully none of you get COVID, because it sucks. Thanks, guys.